Today on Newsbeat, shots fired at the U.S. Capitol. Also, students are taking matters into their own hands to end the government shutdown.
LSU researchers may have cracked the code for a new supercomputer. And we have the latest on Tropical Storm Karen. All this and more, Newsbeat starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Ambry Washington.
And I'm Michael Edmondson. Thanks for joining us.
We begin with developing news. Gunshots fired outside the U.S. Capitol building triggered a shutdown. Police opened fire on a car being chased by authorities near the White House. The woman driving the car was hit by officials, but officials say the child in the car was unharmed. Tiger TV and LSU student alumnus Grant Yiney is in Washington, stationed outside the Capitol Hill, where the gunman situation concludes and captured the scene. Emergency vehicles swarmed the area near the U.S. Capitol and Congress was temporarily locked down. That lockdown was lifted about 2 hours ago. Officials are calling this an isolated incident involving the Loon vehicle, and there is no indication of any link to terrorism. Governor Bobby Jindal declares the state of emergency in Louisiana's coastline is under a hurricane watch. Tropical storm Karen has formed into the southeastern portion of the Gulf of Mexico. The National Hurricane Center says the watch covers the area from Grand Isle to past Florida. Forecasters expect Karen to be at or near hurricane strength on Friday, and the center of the storm is expected to arrive Saturday.
Tonight, many LSU students are upset over the current government shutdown. Today, they protested in Free Speech Alley, growing frustration over the shutdown and how it's affecting our country. Those effects include 800,000 furloughed employees, as well as the closing of national parks.
Protest is about encouraging discussion among students to get them to really talk about things, share information, and just debate things, and hopefully on a nonpartisan level. So what we're hoping to do is just kind of point out things to students and get them to start talking, and eventually we hope that they'll talk enough that these ideas will lead to further.
Many LSU students have family members and friends who work for the government and military that are being directly affected. The deadlock continues in Washington with both Republicans and Democrats refusing to budge.
An interesting robbery occurred Wednesday morning at the subway on Burbank. We now go live to Dominic Turnbull, who is on the scene.
Where 29-year-old Daniel Hobdy allegedly robbed the restaurant at gunpoint, not demanding cash, but a Subway sandwich. Subway employees said that Hobdy came in with a handgun, waving it around and asking for a 6-inch sub. Baton Rouge and LSU PD made the arrest shortly following the incident. Back to you guys at the desk.
LSU has seen an increase in a lot of numbers over the past year, including a hike in crime rates. The university released its 2012 crime statistics Monday. LSU showed a slight increase in robberies, burglaries, sexual and aggravated assaults, with a decrease in arrests for drug and alcohol violations.
As technology advances, we've become accustomed to interacting through social media or smartphone features, but it's rare to find it when it comes to supercomputers. One LSU group, though, may have changed just that. A team of 40 Center for Computation and Technology members developed Meliti, a system meant to bring collaboration between computers and the classroom. Associate Professor and CCT member Bridge Ulmer leads the Meliti group. Meliti is also likely to benefit the research of computer biology, material science, mathematics, engineering, and the arts. Meliti is located in the brand new Digital Media Center on South Stadium Drive. Computer science sophomore Michael Verdros says the system could be making learning much faster.
Students today have more time than, say, students 10 years ago, in which all this technology wasn't as streamlined as it used to be. So I think this gives students a bit more time to maybe have social lives or even delve deeper into their field of study.
The Meliti technology has already helped improve research on campus. Chemistry professor Les Butler recently used the system in his research of X-ray imaging.
One instrument with 22 keys was one man's savior. Tiger TV reporter Desiree Maduro tells us how one man's difficult journey has allowed him to recover from a stroke.
8 months ago, these fingers were unable to move. But today, Warm Daddy's able to play his saxophone, and he's ready to let the music take over his body.
The same things I had learned 20 years before, I'm teaching myself again. It's like I get a chance to play the saxophone twice. This is like my second time playing it.
Wes Anderson, also known as Warm Daddy, suffered a stroke on November 28, 2012 that left the right side of his body completely paralyzed. After the stroke, he spent 10 weeks in rehab, and Anderson's wife, Desmone Anderson, says the transition hasn't been an easy one.
10 weeks of rehab with 6 days of work, 4 to 5 hours per day. It's not an easy journey. In fact, it's very, very hard and difficult. But the beautiful thing is, it's not an impossible journey.
Although things are slowly getting back to normal, certain things will never be the same.
We have to change our lifestyle. We have to eat a certain way. We have to make changes so having a second chance, we can take advantage of it.
Warm Daddy's progress has been very slow, but he's already planning a string of upcoming performances in New York City. And although he has traveled the world more than once, Wes says he's here to stay, and nothing can compare to being in Southern grounds.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, but I've grown up here. This is all I know. This is Louisiana.
For Tiger TV, I'm Desiree Maduro.
If you want to see more of Warm Daddy, you can catch his show at the Snug Harbor Jazz Bistro in New Orleans, October 5th.
Well, it's looking like it's about time to start preparing for Tropical Storm Karen.
I know, it looks like we're going to see a lot more rain. Coming up, we have Lauren Graham with her 5-day forecast weather.
Stay with us.
Good evening, LSU. I'm Lauren Graham, and this is the weather. Well, it looks like there's a tropical storm brewing in the Gulf. Tropical Storm Karen has developed over the Yucatan Channel in the southern Gulf of Mexico and could be up to hurricane strength by Friday. Hurricane watches are now in effect from Grand Isle to parts of Florida. This tropical storm could bring in more rain or winds for us here in Baton Rouge. But Louisiana has also been expecting a cold front from the northwest to arrive on Saturday or Sunday. If the cold front comes in time, it might push the tropical storm Karen towards the east. Well, this week started out as a drag with lots of rain and cloudy days, but we've actually seen some sunshine these last few days. Tonight, temperatures should be relatively low with the high at 82 degrees and the low at 72 degrees. For Friday, temperatures will be a little higher than they have been all week with the high at 90 degrees and the low at 72. Now to the 5-day forecast. Friday and Saturday, there's a 40% chance of rain, and Sunday, there's a 60% chance of rain. Next week looks a lot sunnier than this week, and we should have lower temperatures. If you are planning on traveling to the game at Mississippi State on Saturday, remember to drive safely and prepare for the possible thunderstorms. Well, that's all for today, so don't forget to check Tiger TV for your up-to-date campus weather report every day. I'm Lauren Graham, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Lauren. Coming up after the break, we'll hear from Katie Stewart in our weekly student organization spotlight.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Newsbeat. I'm Katie Stewart, keeping you organized with all things student organizations. In the midst of tests, homework, and studying, it can sometimes be hard to find time to relax and have some fun. But don't fret, because LSU's Student Activities Board is here to help. The Student Activities Board is an organization under Campus Life where student members create entertaining and informative programs for fellow students and the community. Their mission is to be the premier programming organization on campus by cultivating student leadership and collaborating with campus partners to create innovative programs for students in all cultures on campus. Throughout the year, they host fun and exciting events that focus on strengthening education and developing sense of community in a safe, stress-free environment for students. Some of these events include karaoke nights, open mic nights, Thursday Night Live, movie nights on the parade grounds, and Go Tailgate with the Student Activities Board. The Student Activities Board is proud to present their latest event, Open Mic Night, starting tonight at 8 in the Student Union Live Oak Lounge. The stage is open for all students to sing, play music, or read a poem. Make sure to bring your student ID to the event and you're good to go. For any information about Student Activities Board's events or how to get involved, visit their Facebook page or stop by the Campus Life office. Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of Student Organization Spotlight. I'm Katie Stewart. Keep it organized, LSU. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Katie. That's all the time that we have today, but you can catch our full show online at tigertv.tv or on our YouTube channel.
Also, be sure to connect with us on Facebook and Twitter for our latest updates.
From all of us at Newsbeat, thanks for joining us and have a great day.